Greetings everybody. Welcome to the All-American Otaku Show. We have had a lot of fun creating these episodes as well as coming up with new ideas. This episode is about Mecha. And during this episode you will have the return of Mr. Pat and the return of Gabriel Mike. First off, mechas range from human size all the way to giant machines that you could go inside. One of the most interesting mechas I've seen, and the most prominent, is Gundam. Gundam Wing, Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam, Gundam Seed. There's tons of Gundam episodes. Gundam has been going on since 1975, and there was always new and inventive ways they portray these Gundams. Gundam is about these pilots in space, usually a war of some sort or another, and then they clash. Gundam is named after the metal the Gundams are made out of, called Gundanium, a fictional metal of course, and it's usually the clash of ideals, where some of the Mars people, some of the Earth people, some of the satellite people, and some of the asteroid people all collide to reach better understanding and better rights. Some Gundams, however, like G Gundam, is about a contest of various different areas of the world, such as New York, Neo Tokyo, Neo Hong Kong, and such. But this Gundam, though good, it kind of had a disappointing ending. There's also other giant mecha that's outside of Gundam, like Voltron. In Japanese, it was a Japanese anime at first with a different name, and ends up as what we know as Voltron, with several cats forming into a giant robot, forming into swords and so forth, fighting what they call robeasts, which are the evil empire creates to try to take over this certain area. Voltron comes in there, defeats them, usually with blazing sword. Watch, this was 80s mecha anime. You also have mecha anime such as SS Gridman. He goes into a computer and becomes this big giant robot and fights kaiju monsters and so forth. We also have mecha in human form, such as one of the first anime that came out, or first popularized anime, known as Astro Boy, that came out in the 60s. These were more kid-friendly and more kids thing, but it doesn't have a complex storyline, such as the person's dad dies, this person's son dies, so he creates a new robot kid to replace him, but the kid ends up being different and he eventually rejects him. Astro Boy was so popular of an anime that eventually became an American animation show, starring Nicolas Cage as one of the main characters, as well as going through more of the complex stories of the anime. Mecha, in its fine realism, is just known for as machine. But now I'm going to also talk about one of the more popular mecha animes, Code Geass. It involves magic, it involves technology, it involves war, it involves human rights, it involves getting those human rights stripped from you. It's about this nation of Britannia who's taking over the area world, including Japan, and calls Japan Area 11. And strips them of all their culture and their names that for then they would have to call themselves 11s. And one of the higher ups and nobles of the Britannia ends up joining forces with the resistant groups who no longer want to be called 11, they want to be called Japanese and return the rights and independence from Britannia. This main prince is known as Lelouch. Great anime, and then they end up with magic such as Gyas, which gives you uncanny ability to do one major thing, such as control people's minds, such as make people fall in love with you, or resurrect after a certain amount of time. There are so much aspects of the Gyas, I am not going to really get into that part right now, but instead, I will get you more into the battle system. The battle system is phenomenal. In Code Geass, the mechas are called nightmares. Now I'm going to move on to more of a modern day mecha anime known as Full Metal Panic. It involves a military kid who rides a mecha called Armored Slaves and fights all other armored slaves who are trying to capture this girl because the girl has a hidden ability that gives her ability to see war, think of combat, as well as think of ways to better work in machines. This anime has lots of comedy, lots of action, and lots of intrigue. I highly recommend that. With that, I will give it up to Mr. Pat on his Mecha manga review.
Which stands for mechanized. Okay. I'm covering the one that I really like as far as anime, but we're not doing that. We're doing manga / at this point is light novel mostly, and it's called 86. Though I must admit, I got pulled in by the anime quite a bit in this, and it ended up just reading like 5 volumes in the light novel, which I had to stop at one point because of work reasons, but I'll eventually get back to it. The 86 refers to 86 districts, the original citizens, which are silver-eyed and silver-haired, which the country itself is called Saint Magnolia. The Saint Magnolia citizens had, deemed in a racist-like manner that anybody that was not silver-eyed and silver-haired was less than human, which they often call them cattle, which, really sucks. During the point when they do media what's it called? Propaganda. They end up doing, calling them drones, which they're sounding like there's no humans on board at all, which really, really sucks. The reason that they have the fight that's going on is they have this mechanized units that are basically mobile artillery pieces called the Legion. They're kind of not AI in a sense, but they have some intelligence and they deem certain countries unfit and they attack them. There's quite a few characters in there, so I'm gonna only cover the immediate survivors that survived during this whole thing, and even a light novel. So here's the I think about 5 of them plus the handler. So the first one is his name is Shin, and we're gonna call him Shine, but that's fine. He has black eyes, black hair, and red eyes. The red eyes kind of signifies the aspect of him having different races in him, and the red eyes, which signifies that they have psychic kind of abilities. His allows him to hear from the dead, which I'll get back to in a moment here. Raiden, he has iron color hair and iron color eyes, and basically he kind of is the second command and helps reel in Shin so he doesn't too many bad things, and if he the only one that really can handle Shin. Anju, she kind of similar to the Segmignolia, but she's mixed, which again they're not gonna like at all. Both sides kind of treat her really really crappy. Karina, chestnut hair and gold eye, and she carries a chip on her shoulder because her sister ended up being killed by target practice from the Sagmignolia people, which she really, really hates him. Theo, uh, gold hair and green eyes, and he's like the resident artist. So in normal airplane fashion, they'll capture the put a logo that represents them on there, and that works out. And then finally we go to the handler, which she's actually the Segmignolia, but she's more sympathetic to them. And they communicate a thing by which is called a ray device, which, in all irony, Shin was and his family were kind of can communicate through telepathy. So when they tested this on, they killed a lot of let's just say cattle to get this working, and so a lot of people end up dying to make this ray device work. So she never actually ever sees them, but her name is Lena, and they end up just calling her Major after a while because of her rank, and she has silver eyes, silver hair. And for one of the reasons during the story, during the intelligence briefing of stuff, they found out that they thought that there was 2 more years left on these intelligent machines because they represent human intelligence in these machines, and they would eventually crap out. But they haven't figured out that by that point they are actually taking the dead brains from the people that get killed as drones, and get used to augment the machines like an AI component. For more info, support your local buying the manga or light novel. And this is.
Here's a Gundam AMV for you by Gabriel Mike.
Just to stay alive.
Mecha anime. One of my favorites. But my favorite is Fist of the North Star. Here's a Robotech AMV from Mecha, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Arcade and Annabelle.
To say how long we have to live.
Here's a global check and B from Mecha, reveal the Otaku, and Annabelle.
To say how long we have to live.
Peekaboo. I love you all. God bless you all. In Jesus and Jehovah's name. Amen. Looks like a turbo check and start waiting. That's all for you. And Jeremiah, love you and bless you all in Jesus and Jehovah's names. Amen. Next time.